Chairman Smith, Ranking Member Neal, and members of the committee, thank you for hosting this Member Day and allowing me to speak on this incredibly important subject. Let me be clear. President Trump is counting on us. He's counting on us to deliver the certainty and economic relief that comes from extending his historic tax cuts. This must be done. It fueled one of the strongest comebacks in the American economy in history. By locking in these tax policies now, we can give working families, small businesses, and manufacturers the confidence to invest, to grow, and to sponsor. This bill must also go beyond the basics and address the challenges everyday Americans face. First, tax relief for working families must remain front and center. It is so important. It is critical. Let's expand the child tax credit and ensure families that they can keep more of what they actually earn. They're breaking their back making a living. Some of them working 2 jobs. Some families working 3 and 4 jobs. Working parents should not have to choose between paying their bills and investing in their child's futures. And the child tax credit should continue to be a tool for helping Americans. But let me even be more clear. The child tax credit should not go towards the families of illegal aliens. It should not. That's why I introduced legislation to cut this provision from the child tax credit, and I hope to see similar action taken in the very bill that we're discussing today. I would like to be part of that. We can no longer offer incentives that drive people to come to our borders illegally. We can no longer afford to keep paying the billions of dollars it costs to take care of them. In addition, the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit also plays a crucial role in helping parents afford the high cost of child care so that they can work and fuel the economy. This is not the only provision of the tax code specifically designed to assist working parents, but it is the main one. And it is important. Expanding the CTC could provide families with much needed relief, offset the cost of going to work, and ensure that parents can continue to provide for their families. Next, it's past time that we get our border under control. We all know this. I hope that we're all together in this at the end of the day. It's a big deal. We need robust funding in this bill to secure our borders, to hire more border agents, and enforce our immigration laws. It isn't just about safety. It's about protecting American workers, and it's about the integrity of our immigration system. We must also unleash American energy. We've been blessed with the resources to do this. American energy is the answer. It will increase revenues. It will place us once again in a dominant role on the world scene. It is critical. We should export energy. We should lead. We should supply all of our own energy. Others should need to come to us, not as in the past administration where we had to go begging to them. Maintaining the 45U tax credit for existing nuclear plants is essential to preserving and strengthening this clean, reliable energy source. Nuclear energy is one of the main answers to energy in our country. It already supplies nearly 20%. In my home state of New Jersey, almost 40%. This mechanism ensures nuclear facilities can confidently plan significant investments, such as the $1 billion planned in my district, the Salem nuclear power plant. It's important, and they're looking for reliability. They're looking for consistency. They don't want to know that they want to start a project, put a lot of money into it, and then the rug is pulled out from underneath them. Additionally, we need to strike a balance when addressing the SALT deduction cap. And this is what I mean by that. We cannot have a deduction of $100,000 or $200,000. I come from a blue state. It could be run better. I understand why other members have concerns about SALT. But we do help states in various ways, whether it's subsidizing corn, whether it's in agriculture in general, and I support that. I support the needs and desires of my colleagues. I also know that this is important to my state and many other states. And it isn't as if we don't do it, we're not punishing the people who are responsible for bad policies. We're punishing good taxpayers and good Americans. So we have to find that balance. We have to find the sweet spot where we help the majority of middle-class taxpayers, but we don't overburden our budget. I get it. I understand it. I understand the concern with it. So we can't. You'll never hear me advocate, and I've said this directly to President Trump last weekend. I spoke to him today, same issue. We cannot overburden the budget and our reconciliation bill. At the same time, we need to do something. We need to have some sort of a SALT adjustment. As Congress, we routinely subsidize programs, and I mentioned that before, all across the country. We need to do something here too. We need to cut waste, foreign programs that are wasteful, and I'll be done in a minute. We need to cut funding for certain international organizations that continue to undermine the United States of America. We're funding the UN, and the UN half the time is cutting our throat. We're funding the World Health Organization, cutting our throat. We need to cut subsidies for the Green New Deal. We need to cut the bureaucratic waste in our federal agencies. We need to cut federal grants to partisan research projects. There's a lot we can cut. We have to use a scalpel, not a hatchet, and that's from a dentist. We need to use that scalpel appropriately and make sure that we're not cutting things that help good, hard-working, average American people, but that we're cutting the waste and, quite frankly, the stupidity. I appreciate this committee. Chairman, I appreciate you. You all have an unbelievably hard task and hard work. And by the way, I'm done now. I'll say this one last thing. We need one big, beautiful bill. I yield back.